7 signs you are going to be successful. How likely are you going to be successful? After listening hundreds and thousands of CEOs, athletes, celebrities, some of the most successful people in the world, I ask myself the question, what is it that makes successful? Sign number 1. Successful people have great habits. Unsuccessful people have lousy habits. Habits like smoking, drinking, taking drugs, watching too much. These are all lousy habits. Meditation is one of the great habits. Smoking includes lousy habits. Successful people where they are today because of their habits. Habits determine 95% of person's behavior. Everything you are today, everything that you will accomplish in the future is determined by the quality of habits that you form. What I found is the very best people have the best habit. You see, the successful people are simply those with successful habits. And successful people's future are always bright. They are working on their skills because they want their future bright. Sign number 2. Successful people are incredibly driven. How driven are you? Now, I'm not talking about you being a nightmare to work with or bullying other people. I'm talking about you pushing yourself to get results. It's your personal drives that turns your ideas into action, into results. It is your personal drives that keeps you going when things get tough. It is your personal drives that enables you to bounce back from disappointment, from setback. So how driven are you? Or are you lazy? Do you put things off? Many successful people didn't take a single day off. They were working 10, 12, 14 hours, even single days. Why? Because they were driven. They were driven to prove other people wrong. How driven are you? So, successful people who are incredibly driven is working till their last breath because they want to prove other people wrong. How driven are you? Do you put things off? So, be a successful person. Sign number 3. They are confident in their abilities. Successful people are confident in their ability. You see, the two biggest enemies to success. Number 1, self-doubt. Number 2, fear of the unknown. We struggle with self-doubt. We worry, are we ready for this? Are we good enough? Do we actually have what it takes it to succeed? Confidence is nothing more than believing in yourself, and believing in yourself is nothing more than doing the things that you didn't believe you could do. You see, confidence comes from competence. It's easy to believe in yourself when everyone believes in you. That's not what I am talking about. I am talking about believing in yourself when you are not ready. Believing in yourself when no one believes you. Believing in yourself when everyone doubts you. That you cannot do it. That you cannot make it. That you do not have what it takes. That is when you need to develop unshakable self-confidence that believes that you can do it. And confidence is not the same as arrogance. You see, arrogance is thinking that you are above everybody else. Confidence is knowing that no one is above you. Are you willing to bet on yourself? Not just word, but action. Sign number 4. Successful people communicate clearly, and the communication skills comes in many forms. I am talking about writing their emails or writing their social media posts or conducting tech meeting or speaking one-on-one, speaking on the phone or even speaking to a large group of people. All those falls under communication skill. So all the successful people have this one thing in common: the ability to influence, persuade and inspire other people. Do you suffer from the paralysis analysis? You might have the best ideas and the most brilliant ideas in the world, but if you cannot articulate those ideas, you don't know how to communicate those ideas to other people, you won't go anywhere. Are you willing to put everything you have on the line for your goals and for your dreams? Do you bet on yourself or do you procrastinate? Do you hesitate? Are you perfectionist? Sign number 5. They have a growth mindset. Mark Cuban reads 3 hours a day. Bill Gates reads at least 1 hour per day. I am not just talking about reading a books. It could be a listening to a podcast, talking to other successful people. But successful people who are always learning and growing, and they never stops. The more you know, the more you realize you don't know. The less you know, the more you think you know. If you are listening to a podcast, it is a great habit, because from podcast you are learning. You are learning from that person what he is talking about and what are their plans. What is it that make them successful? Podcast is a growth mindset, because podcast includes a knowledge of successful people. If you are listening to a podcast or reading a books, it could be a great habit and you will successful. I have always been fascinated by the mindset of super successful. Their discipline, their focus, their determination in the face of difficulties. What make them different from other people? These are the most successful habits of a successful people. Sign number 6. Successful people embrace failures. Do you embrace failures or do you take failures personally? You see, successful people, they are ridiculously positive about their future. They always speak positively about their future. When things are going as if they is already happened, even though there is no way that it could happen, they believe in themselves. They have positive expectations about their future. Walt Disney was fired by news editors saying most he had no imagination and no creativity. Colonel Sanders at age of 56 got rejected by 1,000 times for his recipe before a restaurant picks it up. You will notice the most successful people in the world in any field, they are usually the ones who have failed more than anybody else. Sign number 7. They successful people are self-aware. They have high EQ, not IQ, but EQ. They may not be smartest people in the world, but they surrounded themselves with smart people. They may not be the best students in the world, but yet they have demonstrated a high degree of emotional intelligence. You see, when it comes to success, EQ eats IQ for breakfast. Now, IQ mostly it's genetic, what you are born with. However, EQ could be developed, learned and refined. Successful people, they have a high degree of emotional intelligence. How many of these signs do you have? How likely are you going to be successful? If you have few of these signs, congratulations. Chances of you becoming successful is quite high. If you have all these signs, then the chances of you becoming successful is very, very high. Now, having these signs is one thing, but you need one more thing, and that is you combine your signs with skill, and that's how you truly become successful. Science is just your potential. How do you turn your potential into profit? You need skills. Successful people have high degree of emotional intelligence, meaning that they know how to deal with pressure. They don't crack under pressure. They stay calm. They know how to deal with stress. They know how to deal with anxiety even when things don't go their way. Successful people are self-aware, meaning that they know how they are good at and what they are not good at, what their strengths are and what their weaknesses are. They know how to manage their emotions.